Hi, this is Ella, and you're listening to Frey. Starting right now. Here's your host, Alfredo Leon.
Just letting that sink in a little bit. Thank you, Ella. And yes, that's the NBA on TNT theme as the NBA is back. Yeah, the opening night of the NBA occurred last night as Kawhi Leonard started a new chapter with the Los Angeles Clippers, scoring 30 points to go along with a strong bench effort and a 112-102 victory over LeBron James and the Lakers on Tuesday night in the team's season opener. Lou Williams added 21 points and Montrezl Harrell had 17 off the bench when the Clippers opened their 50th season and 36th in Los Angeles as the once unlikely but now favorites to win the franchise's first NBA championship. Leonard won his second title last season in Toronto and his first in 2014 in San Antonio. The Lakers showed off their new 1-2 punch of James and Anthony Davis. Davis scored 25 points, making 9 of 14 free throws, and LeBron had 18. Danny Green outscored both of them with 28 points. Here is Davis speaking on what happened after the first quarter and more after defense became an emphasis in the preseason.
Game plan discipline. Kawhi and Lou Will. Our guards got to do a better job of directing the ball, sending the way we're supposed to send it, and the bigs got to do a better job of, being up and helping. So it was a two-way street there from both guards and bigs. But, when we start doing what we're supposed to do defensively, we got back in the game, tied it up, and then we just had some costly turnovers at the wrong time of the game. But, they made some tough shots. We just talking about they had 50 points off the bench. So, if we allow that, we deserve to be beat. But, we're going to continue to get better. Get ready for Friday.
But Leonard got it done without his personal recruit and Paul George, sidelined indefinitely while rehabbing from a pair of off-season shoulder surgeries. He is expected to return in November. Wearing a black tuxedo jacket and bow tie, George received a mixed reaction when introduced in the playoff-like atmosphere at Staples Center, where the Clippers were the home team for the first of 4 meetings in the arena the team share. Clippers reserves outscored the Lakers bench 60-19. Here's what Davis said, saying whether the bench points have to do with waiting for Kyle Kuzma to come back and more.
Yeah, obviously Kuz helps. He's very talented and able to score, but we just missed a lot of shots. Quinn missed a couple shots. It's a lot of first game. We're not down or upset. We stand level-headed and just go into the next game. Look at the film tomorrow and figure out what we can do better on both ends of the floor. Make some adjustments, and then, like I said, get ready to throw it up against Utah.
The Clippers wound up dominating once the fourth quarter happened. Tied at 85, they opened with a 19-7 run to go up 104-92. 5 different players scored, and Kawhi assisted on Maurice Harkless' three-pointer. With 4.5 minutes left, the Lakers chanted, "Let's go Lakers, let's go Lakers," while others were leaving the arena. The Lakers erased a 14-point deficit in the third, led by Danny Green's 18 points. He capped off a 15-0 run with the fifth three, which was his fifth three before JaMychal Green's three, pulled the Clippers within a game tied at 85 heading into the fourth. The Clippers outscored the Lakers 40-29 in the second quarter, led by 16 points by Leonard. The Lakers then got a 13-2 lead, which was their largest of the game. LeBron scored over Kawhi, and the latter was hearing MVP chants while hitting his first free throws of the season. Here's LeBron speaking about what the biggest differences were between how his team played in the first quarter and how the Clippers played in the second quarter at crunch time, as well as more.
I think the second quarter, like you said, they made some tough shots. We kind of let our offense dictate our defense, and we have to be better at that. And obviously, 40 points in any quarter is too much. and down the stretch we had some careless turnovers, some costly turnovers when we were making a run. Myself, I know I had 3 of them that was just very careless, and they capitalized off of it.
The Lakers shot 53% from the field in the first quarter, while the Clippers missed shots and had a basket by Williams taken away when the Lakers challenged a foul call on Dwight Howard. The rivalry was on early, with a male fan shouting "Go Lakers" during the national anthem, drawing big cheers, while Clipper fans booed. Here's LeBron speaking on whether it's a rivalry, how big it was, or whether it was a test, and more.
I disagree. I disagree on how big of a test it was. It's the first game. Obviously the NBA is back, and that's what everybody's trying to have the narrative of a rivalry game, and it's a huge test. I think both teams are not who they want to be. We have a lot of room to improve. We're a new group that's coming together. We have a new coaching staff. We have a new system. And it's not a rivalry. We're trying to get better every single day on how we can be as great as we can be. We did some good things tonight. We did some not so good things, and that happens in a game one, especially for a new club. So we look forward to getting in the film room tomorrow and seeing some of the mistakes that we made where we could have been better at.
Davis was also asked if anything about the seat in the arena, about it being Lakers-Clippers, surprised him and more.
It's everything I expected. Very anticipated game, and it was fun. Crowd, us being on the road and at home, kind of. It was a great atmosphere.
Other things that happened included the Lakers falling 43 and 29, 43 wins, 29 losses all time in season openers. Guard Rajon Rondo didn't play with a sore right calf. Here's more from James on how he felt about getting back on the court after such a long layoff and more.
Ecstatic. I was so excited to get back on the floor. Obviously, a little rusty as far as my perimeter shooting and just not being in the game situation in a while. Not playing. I haven't played that many minutes in quite a while since I set the last 9 games off from last season. But just to be able to go out there and fly around once again and jump high and and just be at 100%. Something I worked my tail off after I had the groin injury in December. Just trying to get back to who I am, and so it was great to get back out there.
AD was also asked on what the learning curve is to figure out the best way to play with LeBron and more.
For us, we're both aggressive, and so sometimes we kind of miss each other. I missed him a couple times, and he missed me. So just trying to figure it out. Knowing that we're going to draw a double team, knowing what everyone else is. When you got 2 guys who willing passers, it makes it a little bit easier. But we're still learning. Like I say, this is game 1, of many. So we're going to look at the film and see what we can get better at, and then work on it in practice and get ready for our next game.
The Clippers improved to 25-25 in openers all time, but still trailed the Lakers 3-2 when the teams meet in a season opener. Guard Rodney McGruder missed the game with a right ankle sprain. As part of the NBA's crackdown of fan behavior this season, cars carrying a message from league security were on seats located courtside and the first couple rows back. They reminded that every fan is required to comply with the league's fan code of conduct, and anyone who acts inappropriately may be subject to ejection and or remove their tickets. The public address announcer reminded fans before both halves about minding their manners. Leonard also spoke on the mic to welcome Clippers fans to the contest. He had to raise his usually low voice to be heard over the loudspeaker. A mix of cheers from Clipper fans and boos from Lakers fans. It's going to be a great season, Kawhi said. We're going to play hard every night. Let's get it going. Speaking of Kawhi, here's what he said about the fans standing on their feet and experiencing this with his new teammates, courtesy of TNT.
It was great. A lot of emotions, game 1. But I'm just happy we came out and got a victory. We played a great practice the last week. Everybody competing, pushing everybody's limits, and we had some carryover tonight.
Here's Leonard speaking about what his emotions were like going into the game and more, also courtesy of TNT.
Like I said before, once I'm playing the game, I'm locked in. So I'm thinking about the next play. But before the game last night, it's a lot of emotions knowing that my family's going to be here tonight. And I'm just back here playing in the Staples in my hometown. It's just amazing.
He was also asked what he thought about the depth of the Clippers, and their potential as well, and more.
I mean, you see what they did last year. They was an 8 seed, 7 seed playoff team. These guys fight. They fight hard every single night. And, just because I'm here or Paul's here, we're not going to stop. But we're missing a couple more pieces. Rodney's out still. Great defender, great spacer for us. So he'll be great once we all come on board.
Here's what's next on the schedule for the Lakers. They return to Staples Center as the home team Friday night against Utah. The Lakers are 25-12 all-time against the Jazz at home. As for the Clippers, they will travel to Golden State on Thursday to open the Chase Center in San Francisco in another blockbuster matchup against the Warriors. This was a great game. I mean, a lot of back and forth going a lot around between the two teams at first. I mean, the game was very close for the most part, but the Clippers just eventually took over, led by Kawhi, especially how he played. He had a great game, obviously. But the defense, though, of the Clippers, they were aggressive, physical, and just the way they played was amazing to see for this team. I mean, you can't forget about Patrick Beverley, though. I mean, look at the way he was playing defense. He was everywhere on the court. I mean, drawing fouls, everything. I mean, his defense is amazing. And the guy is, what is he? He's not even 6'1", 6'2". And this guy just plays defense. He plays his heart out. I heard during the game on TNT, Reggie Miller said it was like a KG's mini-me, Kevin Garnett. Since Garnett was a big part of the Boston Celtics win that championship in 2008, with Doc Rivers being the coach of that team as well, since he's the coach of the Clippers now. But he definitely kind of does remind you of a shorter Kevin Garnett. But the thing is, though, what's against him is that how does he not have any defensive player of the year consideration? How? That's a travesty. I mean, I know he doesn't have the height, but if he was like 6'6" or 6'7", even higher, this guy would win a Disney Defensive Player of the Year award. But he hasn't, which is shocking. I mean, even Gary Payton, but he's 6'5", though. I think he won Defensive Player of the Year once, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But Patrick Beverley, though, he's only 6'1", 6'2". What he does on defense is amazing. Just impressive. The pressure he puts on you. The way he was guarding LeBron, the other guys, was tough. I mean, he was amazing. But yeah, speaking of LeBron, he didn't have the best game to LeBron standards. I saw a First Take this morning where Stephen A. Smith was concerned about LeBron, thinking that he's going to be down and over. Like Max Kellerman, of course, exaggerating things, saying, "Oh, LeBron's not in his prime anymore, Father Time, everything like that." I mean, LeBron's still good. Yeah, he may not be the same as what he once was. No player at 17 years of their career is the same as what they were earlier in their career. But for his standards, he didn't have the best game. But when he was playing more defense than what I've seen before. I mean, he was getting chased down blocks. He drew a couple charges. I mean, he was fresh out there. I mean, he hadn't played since April. Since he didn't go to the playoffs for the first time in forever. I mean, he didn't even go to the finals either for the first time since forever too. But he felt fresh, even though he didn't have the best game. He did say, though, that he was going to defer more to Anthony Davis. And even Davis had a pretty good game as well. I mean, he had 25 and 10. Even though most of those points didn't come in all those points came before the fourth quarter for the most part. I mean, he didn't have a lot. He didn't really score much in the fourth. But those guys were rusty and tired. I mean, I'm not trying to make any excuses for them, but I'm just saying, though, I mean, it's been a long time, I mean, since they played in a meaningful game, and they showed rust, but Kawhi, though, he was just a man. He just took over. I mean, he got the last laugh, get it? Last laugh. But, yeah, though, Kawhi, he just played incredible. And that was without Paul George, though, and they still managed to win the game. Imagine when he does come back, and look out, because they're going to be forced to be reckoned with. I mean, they're one of the favorites to win the championship, like both LA teams. That they're expected to play in the conference finals. I mean, the Lakers, though, they still have to get some guys back. I mean, Rondo, I was surprised that he didn't play the game, but then I read about it here, that he had the sore calf, so the ankle. But the thing is, though, with that, they also need Kuzma back, who got hurt in the World Cup, before the World Cup. Yeah, right calf for Rondo. He got hurt before the Team USA, before their World Cup, and he's supposed to be back by November as well, which is what Paul George is supposed to be back then. So he's definitely going to be a big addition to them, help them out with their bench. I mean, the bench just dominated for the Clippers. Of course, Lou Williams, of course. Sweet Lou. Of course, he has that sweet shot. I mean, his scoring is just incredible. He is like a Jamal Crawford, for sure, like 2.0 or whatever. And the way he plays is just incredible. He's just a scoring machine, and he proved it again. Big shots and everything like that. I mean, he had a decent game as well. So the Clippers, they just played better. Montrezl Harrell was good as well. I mean, they had a good game. The Lakers just they had a good start. They just couldn't finish. So I think they maybe used up a lot of energy early. They just got tired or whatever. But, I mean, it's the first game. It's only one game. Many times when LeBron's in new situations, whether it's like new teammates or a new team, he always seems to lose the first game when it comes to that new team or new like teammate or that situation. It happened in Miami. It happened when he returned to Cleveland. Happened with the Lakers. So, I mean, it takes time to mesh with the new players, and they have 9 players on the roster. So they definitely got to mesh in together, and they will. They'll figure it out. I mean, it's only one game, so I mean, usually that's what happened. Like, look at what happened when he was with the Heat, Miami Heat. So slow start, but they eventually went to the finals. Even though they didn't win that year, they did win it the next 2 years. So even when Cleveland had a slow start, they didn't win the finals that year. They won it the next year. So I mean, and he didn't make the playoffs like last season either. So, but the thing is, though, he'll figure it out. So I won't have any doubts about LeBron and the Lakers. So I'm not worried about him being issues with freshness, or I mean, he is fresh, but the issues with like his is he not the same player anymore? I mean, but he still had a great year last year. I mean, even Stephen A. mentioned it on First Take, like he averaged over 27 a game last year. So I mean, he can still get it done. So like he's still one of the best players in the world, even at 35, 34, like he's about to be 35. So, but still though, I mean, he's still great, and that won't count them out for sure. So I mean, Danny Green had a great game too, and he only averaged 10 points a game last year with the Toronto Raptors, and 7 I think in the finals, playoffs, one of those two. But he scored 25. He was making threes like left and right. I mean, he was insane. He was raining threes, make it rain. But the thing is, though, he did attack the basket too, and he's not just a shooter. I mean, he's a decent. He could play defense as well. I mean, he's a good defender too. So I mean, he definitely helped out. Definitely a big addition. Dwight Howard doing some things as well in the game, getting some rebounds and dunks. I mean, he did get a little bit of foul trouble, but he can expend those fouls because he's mostly a bench player now. But he still did some good stuff. Got a dunk and a couple rebounds, a couple blocks. So he did pretty good. McGee did pretty good. I mean, but the Clippers were still able to find a way to hold off them, and what was it's essentially a home game for them. You know, it was a home game for like essentially for both teams because that's their actual home arena. But the Clippers were literally like the home team. Then I mean, by name because the court was in the Clippers' name. So yeah, that was the home game. But still, though, congratulations to the Clippers for this win. But don't count out the Lakers. It's just one game, like LeBron and AD said in their post-game interviews. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two teams go like later in the season, how they mesh together, was to get some of their key pieces back, and it should be interesting to see what happens. So very good stuff, and definitely was a good game to watch. Awesome game. So well done there. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to leave a like. If you are a brand new subscriber, we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.